Welcome to the Strenuous Life Radio, the podcast where leaders, entrepreneurs, men and women learn the essentials and soft skills of the strenuous life. And now, here's your guest host, Jimi Hendrix. I'd say give JR a break. I mean, he says I'm the genius behind this season, and I guess I gotta talk to you guys about something. The title of this episode is called Walk Like a Man. Okay, and so I guess I need to give you guys a little backstory, if you know what I mean, a little backstory. Excuse me, my asthma's flaring up right now. January 2018. I gotta tell you, I was on cloud nine. I had a speech I was going to give on Friday, January 12th at the Midland Centennial Library in Midland, Texas. And I gotta tell you though, from the 6th of January on, things got cataclysmically strange. January 6th. I was helping put up chairs at our local area conference of the church. In the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the local area is called a stake. You know, individual congregations are called wards. Now, what happened? I was carrying a chair to put up. I was trying to fold it to carry it. And it went right on one of my middle toes. On the right side, on my right foot. I yelped in pain. Let's just say, I was walking kind of funny. And I kept telling Mom, hey, it's going to be alright. It's going to be alright. And she looked at it. At first, she was kind of panicked. She was kind of panicky. But a friend of mine who had taken me to church, he was a medical student. He said, oh, it'll just boil over. Don't worry about it. Next day, after church, my mother took me and said, oh my gosh. It looks so bad. We have to rush to the hospital at Lancet. I said, Mom, calm down. I'm sure it's not that bad. You know, whatever happens. Okay, January the 11th, 2018. My mother had gotten sick, and therefore she wasn't going to be able to attend my speech the next day. But I could accept that. I knew she was sick, but I had no idea how sick she really was. That night, I went to eat with my nephew and niece-in-law at his house, which was, at the time, next door. They've since moved to Central Texas, between Dallas and Waco. Alright, now, it was nighttime. It was cloudy. There was no light. I mean, there was no moon, shall I say. The porch light was dim. And all of a sudden, I went kerplunk. That's right. I forgot my Jedi suit when I went off the porch. For 18 hours, I was screaming in pain. I'm not screaming. I was screaming in pain at first. For 18 hours, even though I wouldn't show it, I was scared out of my mind. It was the first bone that I've ever broken in my life. At 48 years. Alright? Then, 18 hours, scared. Except for when they were prepping me for surgery, during surgery. Anyway, after leg surgery, infection set in with tests and more tests. So, I was scared. That's no doubt. Hospitalization with a broken leg was kind of a harrowing experience for me. And a week after, I was transferred to a nursing and rehab facility in Midland. I've been taken to Midland Memorial Hospital. I was pretty down because I had to call off my speech. Anyway, what happened is this. In the rehab facility at first it was slow going. But then some strings were pulled for me to go see the doctor. See the surgeon. And he approved for me to have he approved for me to have the physical therapy. And things were slow going, but then I made some progress. But then the unthinkable happened. February 12th, 2018. I was doing well on physical therapy. Everything was going well. But then, that night, the aides were helping me transfer to my bed. But for some reason, I felt like my legs were trapped between the bed and the chair. The next day, I was sick. And there wasn't, I couldn't stand. Tried as I'm out, I could not stand. And it was painful. It was sad. The 15th of February, I was rushed from the nursing facility back to Midland Memorial Hospital with pneumonia. When you've been through the crucible of adversity, it's a tough place. I have friends like Bishop Dave who encouraged me to keep going, to keep trying. I returned back to the facility on the 17th of February. And it was slow going for a while. I couldn't move to stand. Finally, one Tuesday during physical therapy, one Tuesday morning, I was able to go up to the parallel bars and stand. And thank goodness it was because a nurse's aide worked on my standing. So physical therapist worked on my standing. I was able to do just fine. And I thought, okay, if I'm able to stand, I should be able to start walking. But the physical therapist, one of the physical therapists who was not very experienced, said, no, we have to wait till you come out of the boot. Needless to say, family and friends got pretty angry. It's like, hey, this ain't working for you to be here no more. March 10th, 2018. Bishop Dave and his family came to see me. And Bishop Dave said, Jimmy, can you stand up? Hand me my walker that he'd given me. I stood up. And he said, if you can stand up, you can walk. You're coming home in a week. I was like, yay! So I went around telling people, I'm coming home next Saturday. I'm coming home next Saturday. And some of the senior staff was like, no, we need to do more physical therapy. I go down to the physical therapy room. We're not doing more physical therapy. I'm, oh, we don't know. We don't know. And this was a kick in the pants. And my best friend's wife, she's like, look, you can't continue to be this way. Just depending on them to get you to walk. I said, well, what do you expect me to do? You know, I was crying and everything. Finally, one evening, I'm lying in bed. And I'm thinking to myself, if you want to go home, you need to prove yourself to yourself. Now get up and walk. I got up, holding on to things. I had pushed my chair back quite a ways. And I walked to that chair. I walked to that chair. And then, of course, later on that night, I'd gotten into an argument with my friend's wife. And something told me, come on, you can walk. You can walk. And so I kept on walking. And then the next day, the nurse, the morning nurse who I liked, for the sake of protecting her identity, we're going to go ahead and call her I think we'll go ahead and call her Rebecca. Rebecca sees me and she's like, oh my gosh. What I was doing is I would park the chair and on the other end of the toilet, and I'd get up and I'd say, come on, Jimmy, walk like a man. Walk like a man. And I would do it, and I was just like, she was like amazed. Like, I can't believe you did that. That's amazing, but, you know, you still need to get cleared by the doctor to do this. And they kept fighting me and Bishop Dave tooth and nail, saying he has to stay. Well, they don't do physical therapy on me until the Friday afternoon before. Physical therapist comes to get me. I stood up and walked to my chair, and let me tell you something. The physical therapist is freaking out. She's freaking out, and I'm like, I'm okay. I'm okay. And then after physical therapy, Rebecca comes back in. She says, the doctor's going to come in to see you sometime today because you need his authorization to go home. The doctor didn't show up. And I called Bishop Dave, crying the next day. He said, it doesn't matter what the doctor says or doesn't say. You are coming home. 5 p.m., the 17th of March. He shows up just when I'm ready to throw in the towel. I'm a bundle of nerves. And he packs up my stuff. And he tells the weekend nurse, and we're going to go ahead and call her Yvonne to save her identity. I said, look, I'm sorry you had to come to this. I kept telling them that I was coming home in a week. In order for me to get better, I have to go home. And she says, oh, that's okay. And then Bishop Dave takes me to get my first real meal. And I'm on cloud 9. And of course, the facility gets all reactive on my family and friends. Oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, you know. But we was all laughing like, no, they can't do nothing.